Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Super 80s Podcast Friend. We are a TV theme song explorer podcast. We have one mission, and that is to analyze every single theme song from every single 1980s television show, all genres, comedies, dramas, cartoons, soap operas. We don't care. We love them all. My name is John.
Hi, John. I'm Ryan.
Hi, John and Ryan. I'm Engineer Pete.
And it is a Sunday evening in the lovely state of Wisconsin, and we are excited to be here. Fellas, anything new to report on week 6?
I'm just amazed we're here. 6 weeks. I can't believe it.
It is, every week as I see the number grow as we record these episodes, it puts a smile in my face.
Which number? The episode count, you mean?
Yeah. Oh. Not our listeners. Those numbers are staying pretty consistent. We love the 10 of you. If you want to tell your friends, and 5 of those people are family members.
Let's not get stingy.
Spread the word. Speaking of spreading the word, you can get in contact with us. We want to hear from you. We want to talk to you. Our email address is super80spodcastfriend@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, maybe. You can leave reviews for us on Apple Podcasts, and we can get back to you there. If you have comments, suggestions, shows that you want Conky to hear, Conky can be influenced by humans. Yeah. We don't influence him, but if you want to try to get his attention, put it in the reviews. He reads them too. He's a very strong reader. I think he reads at about a 5th grade level.
The originator of AI, Conky.
Conky is the originator of AI. If you guys are wondering what the hell we're talking about, because this is your first episode, we have a robot. He was rescued from a dumpster in Hollywood many years ago by Ryan. He helps us pick out our songs. We'll get to that in a bit, but Pete and Ryan and I like to have a drink as we do this show. And there's something different happening with our drinks this week that I'll get to in a minute. But first, Ryan, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Moon Man.
From the lovely New Glarus Brewery in New Glarus, Wisconsin.
I'm drinking Water Slides by Three Sheeps out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Fellas, what am I drinking?
A glass of red wine.
There's I know. You're probably wondering, why am I drinking wine instead of beer?
Oh, well, you technically have both, right there.
This weekend was my 30-year high school reunion, and I drank so much beer on Friday and so much beer on Sunday because we were at a brew pub that serves nothing
only beer
but beer. So I'm still having a beer, of course, but I still want to have a drink with you guys. But it's 30 years. I saw a lot of crazy randos, and I drank a shit ton of beer. So I want to have a drink, but I need a break from the beer because the brew pub serves beers and then malt liquor type, what's the White Claw type thing?
Malt beverages.
But that's it. There's no wine. There's no cocktails. So I need a little change of pace. So I was driving by the Piggly Wiggly, and there was a guy there with a pickup truck, and he had a sign that said wine, $4. And he seemed like a nice fellow.
$4.
So I bought a few bottles of wine from him, and
it's a great deal.
It's a great deal.
Great deal.
Yeah, there's always people selling stuff out of pickup trucks at the Piggly Wiggly.
And I never know when I'm going to get lucky with that guy. Sometimes I see him, sometimes I don't. And kudos to you for getting lucky.
International listener, Piggly Wiggly is a grocery store. That is parts of the Midwest and the South.
South?
Yeah.
Really?
You bet you
like Racine?
Yeah.
Like Alabama, Arkansas, maybe. Hey, listeners from the South, do you have Piggly Wiggly? And if so, do people sell wine out of pickup trucks for $4? Let us know.
Next to the boiled peanuts.
Any retractions from our Love Boat episode?
No, I thought it was spot on.
I'm feeling a little guilty about my Michelle Tanner, but I'm going to stick with it. But I will say, I just really would. I'm very interested and feel conflicted with the Jack Jones versus Dionne Warwick.
Where does Charo rank in that?
Somewhere below Rip Torn.
But just to confirm, all four of these versions get a maybe
Which and I'll be back.
no,
You're in big trouble, mister.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like to hear it.
You're in big trouble, mister.
Do all 4 versions get that?
The only one that I would give the Arnold to would be the Rip Torn. The Rip Torn I quite enjoy.
And to be fair, that was not up for the vote. So, all right, you were honest. We appreciate your honesty. I don't think I think this might be my first episode without a retraction. But
Congratulations.
it might come to me later. So maybe in episode 7, I'll give you my episode 5 retractions. I just miss singing the little song that Ryan and I harmonize on.
It's okay.
All right. Any other orders of business? Any questions about my 30-year high school reunion?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of questions, but I don't know that we have time to go through all these
Let's hear a
questions.
couple. What do you got? What do you want to know? 30 years.
On a thumbs up or thumbs down, what was it?
Big thumbs up.
Okay,
was-
that's great.
It was 2 nights. Now,
2 nights.
Friday and Saturday, both at the Brew Pub. Now, let me give you a little background. So obviously, I graduated in 1994. We had a 10-year reunion, and it was fantastic. We had a 20-year reunion, and it was poorly attended, but not horribly attended, and it was okay. We had a 25-year reunion, and there were 8 members of my graduating class of 400.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8, yes, out of 400 of my graduating class.
And how many of them were people you wanted to see?
Of the 8,
I know it's harsh to say you don't want to see someone,
but
but
if,
you're
like,
if
but I
you're
was
like, oh my
whoa,
gosh, I
blah blah
can't.
blah's here.
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
Math? Is that a fourth? Is that a quarter?
It's a quarter.
All right.
That's good.
This one was really well attended, and it was a great mix of characters. It wasn't all like of this clique or that clique. It was a nice hodgepodge of weirdness.
Awesome.
Right in my wheelhouse. The first night at the Brew Pub, listeners, I play in an 80s cover band, and we played that night, and then the reunion carried on, and we went to another bar afterward. And then
On night 1.
Night 1, I was out till... Now, obviously, I'm 47. We can do the math here with my reunion. I was out till 1:30 in the morning. Woof.
Yeah.
And then last night, I was out till after midnight.
Oh, man.
That's why I'm drinking wine. That sounds terrible.
The
Takes-
math all
takes-
adds
Not
up.
water.
All
Takes
adds
the
up.
edge off.
Takes the edge off.
All adds up.
Stops the sweats.
So my reunion was awesome. I'm sure you listeners have tuned out by now and unsubscribed from the Super 80s podcast friend. But it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm happy for you. That's a great accomplishment.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Going to my reunion.
Couldn't have made it till 30 years past your high school graduation without us?
Well, the
I'm
idea
not sure what was accomplished and how we helped.
the idea that you're actually going. I mean, I
This is a great accomplishment.
Did you give him a ride?
dropped him off a block off.
Oh,
Should we check in with Conky?
I think it's time to
Probably.
shift gears. If you're not familiar,
Ready to assist you. Pee-wee.
Morning, Conky. What's today's secret word?
really quickly, Conky is our robot. He helps us decide our song. Hey, Conky, the secret word is...
Three's Company.
Oh, outstanding.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a jam.
It's a jam. It's a show that probably got my loins. Is that...
I don't like where you're going, but yeah, I think that's the right time.
I mean, Suzanne Summers,
Yeah.
that as a young lad, might have been...
Pre-thigh master. Pre-thigh master.
Yeah, she,
Yes, exactly.
she was a knockout. Anyway,
Yeah.
Three's Company. All right. Well, this is super exciting. So if this is your first time listening, the first thing we do is we talk about our own personal memories of the show, and then we're going to give you a little background on the show, how many seasons it ran, cast, and all that other stuff, and then we dive into the song. So that's how it's going to work. Memories of Three's Company.
Just comedy hijinks. That's my memory of just a great show.
I watched it a lot in syndication on UHF. So I remember Jack Tripper and
Mr. Furley,
Well, and here's
Mr. Roper.
We'll get into this. There were two different neighbor groups. The first ones was Furley first, and then
Roper, I think, was first. The Ropers owned the building that they lived in, is my recollection.
We're not experts. Somebody right now is like, no, it was Furley first, and
I'm-
that's
I'm-
okay.
I'm pretty certain.
But this is a show where they had, one either Furley left or the Ropers left, and you brought in the other group. So Mr. Furley, famously played by Don Knotts, this is our second reference to the Andy Griffith Show. So Don Knotts
Exactly.
played Mr. Roper, or Mr. Furley, and then you had the Ropers. She was always in her house coat.
Correct. So here's the Wikipedia byline here.
Cool.
The story revolves around three single roommates: Jack Tripper, Janet Wood, and Chrissy Snow,
Chrissy.
who all platonically lived together in Santa Monica, California.
Santa Monica.
In an apartment
I
complex.
am still living with your ghost.
Oh, man. In an apartment complex owned by Stanley and Helen Roper. So the Ropers own the building.
Okay.
And, the house coat. Not to be confused with house marm. But the house coat
Different thing.
that Helen Roper wore.
That was famous. Those looked heavy for Santa Monica.
Oh, and I never understood what it was and when was the appropriate time to be wearing it. Was it like a bedtime thing? Was it like an all-day thing?
Unclear. I feel like my mom would wear them like in between like a bath and going out. Like it was like while she was getting ready. I don't know
Right.
the exact reasoning or
Right.
logic.
You don't want to get toothpaste on your dress, you put on the house coat.
Right.
It's weird.
It's a total in-betweener apparel, though, right?
An in-betweener outfit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll take it. Other memories, I obviously remember the Regal Beagle, where Jack, Tripper, and Larry...
I don't remember the last
Malone?
name. Malone.
Maybe. No, that's Sam
It's a
Malone.
great made-up guess, but...
But Larry and Jack would hang out at the Regal Beagle, trying to score babes. The Ropers and the Ropers and Mr. Furley all thought Jack was gay, right?
Correct.
Right. That was like the running.
That was part of the
running part of the
storyline,
storyline.
yeah.
What do you got, Kevin?
I'm just cannot keep this down. So I just looked at the cast names. So guess what Larry's last name is?
What does it start with?
A D as in dog.
I've got nothing.
Larry Dallas. Just what a name.
It's a great name.
What a name. Larry Dallas.
It sounds like he could maybe work in the adult film industry.
That's
with a name
exactly
like
what I'm
that.
saying. And that was his character, right? His character was a ladies' man.
He was
right?
a ladies' man.
Hound dog.
He was. Oh.
And while we're on the topic of names, what was Chrissy Snow's full first name?
Like, as in, like, Christina?
Christmas. Christmas Snow.
Stop it. These writers, everything about this show seems like a good time.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Right.
got a bar called the Regal Beagle. You've got Christmas Snow, Larry
Snow.
Dallas with his chest hair. And,
Absolutely.
you know, we'll get into this more, but John Ritter's was awesome. He was a really funny dude.
I put Ritter and Jack Tripper, right? Jack Tripper?
That's the character he plays, yeah.
I put him in top 5 80s characters of all time. Easily. Just a gem.
Good timing. He was a bit of a physical actor, like
Absolutely.
a Chevy Chase. So like he was a neat actor and great character. You know, people give this show a little bit of shit, but he was really funny.
Absolutely.
What do we got? Any other personal memories before we're all gonna kind of run down a few facts with you?
I honestly don't think I watched it a lot, so I apologize. I don't have a whole lot of feedback here. I don't know if if the subject line was just a little too racy for my household. I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't know about you. I watched it a lot. I saw tons of episodes of the show.
I can't say I saw a ton, but I definitely recall seeing it with frequency, but in syndication. It was more syndication when I saw it.
And this is one of those shows, and I think, you know, what makes television really interesting is there's not a lot of set variation, right? You've got their apartment, you got the Roper's apartment, you got the Regal Beagle, and there's you think about shows like this or a show like Cheers where it's almost exclusively in a bar, you're not moving around like you might be in other types of things. There's the set is mainly their apartment, and everybody's always knocking on the door. I mean, we're about to get to a lyric, but it's not, pun not intended. People show up and weird shit goes down.
Yep. So this show was an ABC show, ran from 77 to 84.
It's a solid run.
Absolutely. Yeah, really solid run. Top 10 hit from 77 to 83.
Wow.
And remained popular in syndication and DVD.
And I can understand why. It's kitschy. It's very tongue-in-cheek. It's a show that laughs at itself.
Yep.
And I think that's pretty cool. You know, kind of a classic sitcom that wasn't afraid. Now, a couple other facts. There, of course, were some spin-offs.
Okay.
I think it's a sign of a relatively popular show.
Absolutely.
And one was called The Ropers, which I think is universally panned as like a horrible idea.
But of all the people, like if you're going to do a spinoff, you wouldn't do the Ropers, right? Wouldn't you do the Furleys? Wouldn't you do Don Knotts?
And it lasted just 28 episodes, 2 seasons total.
That's actually a lot.
That's
for something
a
that's
lot of
universally
Ropers.
panned. I'm surprised it made it past 8 episodes or past a pilot.
Right. That's a good point. So The Ropers was a spinoff. There was also a show called Three's a Crowd that was part of this as well. I don't know really anything about Three's a Crowd, but I know it was a spinoff. Or was it a I forget. But there was Three's a Crowd. Let me see if I can find the years on it.
Hopefully it had a good theme song, and maybe we can review it sometime.
I know nothing about this, but Wikipedia says that it was a spinoff and a continuation of Three's Company.
Interesting.
And ran for 1 season.
Okay, so like The Ropers.
Same characters but different actors, or
just John Ritter.
Yep, just Ritter.
Oh, oof. Did they pair him with 2 other ladies, or
I believe so.
I think
imaginary
so.
friends?
Yeah, it appears that way, and that's just not going to work, right?
Never.
So that's a little bit of any other general background that we've got. So a handful of seasons, 70. You guys said 77 to 84, 83.
Yeah, 84.
84. There were obviously Chrissy and Janet, but wasn't there a season when Suzanne Summers left?
So, according to Wikipedia, she's only around for seasons 1 through 5. So there's 3 seasons where there's a different blonde lady that comes on.
And
did they just substitute her as the same, like a different actress for the same character, or did the plot line swap people?
I think it's a different person. I don't think they tried to pan it off as like, hey, this is still
so it's like
Christmas.
second Becky on Roseanne.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay.
And let's see if I can find a little information for you about her. Hold on. This is good podcasting right here. Priscilla.
Yeah,
sometimes we're prepared and sometimes we're not.
That's part of our charm. Anything about the one who replaced Suzanne Summers?
Well, she wasn't.
She was not Suzanne Summers because
Correct.
nobody can remember shit about her.
Correct. And I recall Suzanne Summers being a ditzy character. Her character is very ditzy, and I don't remember that with the other lady.
Let's see if I can find. Oh yeah, here. So she, Chrissy Snow. So played by Jenna Lee Harrison, blonde, and she was the replacement of Chrissy Snow on the hit sitcom Three's Company between 1980 and 1982. So
it was the same. So it was the same character, just
same
a different
character.
person.
Yep.
Oh, that's a horrible move.
Yep. So they used a different.
It's an insult to all of our intelligence.
Yep.
That it kind of is. So, and then there was another one named Terry Alden, as well. And listeners, if you can give us a little scoop on that.
Wait, Chrissy 3?
I think so, but
It
we're not
appears
experts.
that way from when I was looking at it too.
Bold move.
Yeah.
I remember Terry. So
Terry Alden. Yeah. That the shark was jumped somewhere in season 4 or 5. It appears.
But I remember as a kid watching and the Chrissy replacement being acceptable, but not the charm of Suzanne Summers, who was also a very charming actress.
Absolutely.
As a kid, you probably don't think about it as much.
Right.
You're just like, there's the blonde one.
Can you guys think of other examples where they did that? Like, so Chrissy Snow, right? Same character, different actress. Any other shows that come to mind where they didn't try to like bring in someone new?
Well, Roseanne. I think in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air they did it too with the mom.
Okay. So kind of a lesser character, not a leading role, but still
Right.
a big enough one.
Right.
All right. Interesting stuff. So Three's Company, any other general thoughts on the show and before we get to the song?
No, I think let's roll it.
All right. So before we roll it, any facts about the song that are worth sharing? Anybody know the name of the song, producer, writers, anything like that?
Oh, this song is performed by Ray Charles.
He sings it?
Yeah, but fun fact, not the same Ray Charles.
Oh, it's Ray Charles. Stop. Just not the Ray Charles that you think.
Like Michael Bolton in Office Space?
Exactly.
Exactly.
But this is real.
This is real.
Come on.
And it's just a guy who
Ray Charles and Julia Rinker.
But not Ray Charles? He doesn't go by Raymond Charles?
Let me show you a picture of Ray Charles.
Can you hand me your phone?
He looks like
a grandpa from Wisconsin.
exactly.
So Ray Charles is a bald man. He's got big glasses, a solid
he's
mustache.
clearly not blind or African American.
No. Wow. Ray Charles.
He looks like he'd be fun to go fishing with.
I bet he's pretty good.
He released 30 choral records. Wow. Holy shit. Who knew? Charles Raymond Offenberg, who went by the stage name Ray Charles.
Do you think that
But what a dick though. Like Ray Charles was already an established musician.
Well, he was born in 1918.
I know he's old, but Ray Charles, the real Ray Charles got famous first. And this guy's name is Charles Ray. And he's just like, yeah, Ray Charles.
Do you think that was a disputed fact by this Ray Charles, where he was like, I came first. I was born.
He looks so cheerful. Maybe not. I'm, just looking at one picture.
He looks Canadian.
Also true.
Is John Ritter Canadian?
I feel like he is.
No, his dad was Tex Ritter. He must be from the South.
Tex Ritter.
Yeah. His dad was a country singer.
Really?
Or grandpa. Not experts.
Son of singing cowboy Tex Ritter. Boom! Yes.
Are experts.
Good call, John.
And I did know this, that that John Ritter's son is a father of actors Jason and Tyler Ritter. I knew that.
Tex Ritter sang, Froggy went a courting and he did right, Froggy went a courting and he did right, You guys know that song?
Yeah.
Froggy
No.
went a courting and he
Yeah.
did right, and I'm going to win him all right his side,
I feel like it's something that would have been sang in like a grade school music class or something.
Froggy went a courting. Maybe he sang it.
Singing cowboy.
50-50.
It's good.
Should we get to the song?
Yeah,
Listeners,
let's
I
get there.
If
Let's get there.
If anyone is still listening right now, first off,
Like and subscribe.
like and subscribe. Thank you. We're 20 minutes in and you haven't heard a damn note of Ray Charles.
But not the Ray Charles.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Charles.
Oh yeah, that's Ray.
Come and knock on our door.
That is a great guitar intro right there.
That's speaking
some
of the
great
adult
wah-wah.
film industry.
Absolutely. And Ray came into the studio and he said, I want only wah-wah to open up the song. Nothing but wah-wah.
That's not a subtle use of the wah pedal. Listeners, if you're not familiar, the wah pedal is used on a guitar to make it go wah, wah, wah. And
It changes the pitch, right? Like
No, the tone.
tone, sorry.
Yep. So it's taking the tone and going from really like no tone to really, so it's treble to non-treble. But that's
and just
some
so you know, I
disc-
rewind it so we can hear that again.
Oh, as you
Great.
should. Hold on. We might have to rewind it again. You're in Havana in 1958, and that drummer's going boom, boom, boom. That's like he's playing a. Can you give it one more time? I'm feeling some serious.
I love that start.
The guitar intro, like
The drums is just
or drum, yeah.
yeah,
drums
bossa
into it.
nova, baby.
It's hilarious.
Spinning wheels, spinning wheels.
Yeah, there's no,
Thanks, Conky.
85 AI.
You got the spinning wheel still? Well, that drum beat used a polyrhythmic paradiddle to.
It's a great start to the song. Do you know who wrote the lyrics?
I do not.
Neither do I. Joe Raposo. And good for him. We haven't even gotten to the lyrics yet because we haven't gotten past the drums
Okay.
or the wah.
Oh, he's got it.
Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. With a kiss.
Call and response.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a sucker. It
And-
sounds. Oh, go ahead, Pete.
And the female. There's two females. They've got one female responder in the song.
And it sounds like if somebody's like, make this sound as like cheesy, nerdy, Midwestern, censored. It sounds really like the enunciation. Come and knock on our door.
It's the almost the complete opposite of what the wah-wah and drums are. So you come in with
It's sexy and sultry, and then Ray then Ray Charles comes in. Come and knock on our door.
It sounds like they said, sing it like the Ropers would sing it, and that's what it sounds like.
Sing it like the innocent old man at the hardware store would sing.
I think he is Canadian. And I apologize. That is not an insult on Canadians. I apologize if we have a Canadian listener.
Listener, I love that all of our listeners are referred to in the singular. All right, let's keep it going.
Kisses are hers and his.
I always loved that lyric where the
Yes.
towels are hers and his.
Towels?
Like back when people would have his and hers towels, like they would be labeled or monogrammed.
I always thought it was kisses.
Where the kisses are hers and his. It's Three's Company. 2 hers, 1 his.
I love that Pete thought it was towels. Let's unpack this for
where
a moment.
I think I'm gonna go home now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Engineer Pete. He is officially
man.
retired.
It would be so good if the intro to the show then had the towels that showed like Jack, Chrissy,
Picturing a
Janet.
towel bar with 3 towels hanging on it, and they're his and hers and his.
At some
Love
point, we're hoping to have a bunch of listeners. When we do, we're going to have T-shirts. Our first T-shirt will say, the Super 80s podcast friend, where the towels are hers and his. If you want one of these shirts, we just jumped the shark. If you want to buy a Super 80s podcast friend T-shirt where the towels are hers and his.
So I will say that interpretation of the lyrics was cemented in my brain as a child, and I've just thought that for like 40 years.
That's the fun of this podcast.
Absolutely.
Because if you send us your misheard lyrics to the songs we're listening to.
And I had no idea that my interpretation was right until I just looked at it on some website that I can't verify. But that doesn't mean
It's a duck blur.
My whole world has been turned upside down.
All right, so we've got, and we haven't even gotten to lyric analysis here. Come and knock on our door.
we've been waiting for you.
Creepy.
They have been.
Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you.
What else are they doing?
Where the kisses are hers and hers. So there's some partner sharing happening here?
Well, it's platonic, remember, says
Right.
Wikipedia. Where the kisses are hers and hers in his.
Ray and his backup vocalist couldn't sound more innocent.
Absolutely.
So they don't know what they're talking about.
Correct.
Three's Company too. Come and dance on our floor. Take a
The delivery is laughable. I don't remember
Unbelievable.
this.
Unbelievable.
Come and dance on our floor.
It's almost Muppet-esque.
Or like Saturday, it seems like a Will Ferrell skit where they're like really like
Right.
There was a movie called Amazon Women from the Moon in the 80s, and it was a bunch of spoofs, and it was like making fun of stuff, and there was like a singer who was like this, like mocking people who are like this guy.
Wow. I can't even call it lounge singing. It's not, I don't even know what you would call it.
I would not go to that lounge.
So come and dance on our floor. And this next lyric is, speaking of lyrics we don't know, I'm not quite sure what he's about to say.
Step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
Yep, exactly. Come
So
on, dance on our floor. Take a step that is new.
You used to do the
I'm picturing where they had the footprints taped to the floor in like patterns that were numbered.
Arthur Murray or whatever.
So you'd learn the
Murray
dance,
School of Dance.
learn the dance steps.
Yeah.
You used to do the box step. Now you can do the merengue,
The triangle step.
the triangle
There you
step.
go.
All right, come and dance on our floor. Take a step that is new.
Space that needs your face. Three's Company 2.
What, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Space needs your face.
Can you give us that whole lyric?
We've a lovable space that needs your face. Three's Company 2.
So come on over. So this is like a single. This is what I'm picturing here is an ad. Actually, let's take it back to the beginning. It's a husband and wife, and here's their ad in some weird Santa Monica paper. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you.
It's like
Where the kisses are hers and hers and his.
it's the B-side of Rupert Holmes' Pina
Yeah.
Colada song. This is the
Yeah,
other.
this is like it's a couple in Santa Monica looking to spice up their relationship.
It's what it really sounds like to me.
And the only people that respond are just creepy fat dudes.
Yeah, maybe Larry Dallas
And Larry Dallas.
All right,
With BO.
You'll see that life is a ball again. Laughter is calling for you.
Now I remember all of the lyrics to this point. I remembered,
except what's about to come.
except what I just
No,
heard.
that part you didn't remember.
No,
I thought I heard the word pollen.
Life is a ball again.
Oh.
Laughter is calling for you.
I didn't remember those. I mean, I
remember
remember
that.
the beat of it, but I didn't remember that at all.
And her harmony in the back. I don't mean to keep ripping on Ray Charles and his gals, but
Julia Rinker Miller.
Julia Rinker Miller is "Life is a ball again. Laughter is calling for
My.
you." And now the next line, I want to hear it and see it. In my mind, I'm hearing "Dama Dama De Boo."
Exactly.
So we're about to find out what Dama
Oh,
Dama
is there some
De-Doo.
gibberish coming up?
Yes.
hear it.
Down at our rendezvous.
What the
Dama Dama De-Doo.
It's like a Sesame Street.
And you have lyrics in front of you. right?
absolutely.
I can't.
Can you give any reasonable guess as to what that
Is
would
it
be?
real words?
Yes.
Are they English or
Yes.
French?
Inglés?
Pete, is it possible to back this up? I want to see. I've been mishearing this forever.
And again, this is one that I would not have gotten.
Okay.
Rendezvous.
Something rendezvous.
Oh.
Three's Company.
Down at our rendezvous.
No shit.
I would have guessed it would have been down to rendezvous.
Down at our rendezvous.
Three's Company.
So they're meeting
2.
up in like a park.
Yeah. These lyrics actually turn out to be rather creepy.
It's an advertisement for a threesome
Yeah, correct.
with towels.
And again,
their names on
all
the
the wrong
towels.
people are responding to the ad.
Down at our rendezvous. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I
40
wouldn't
plus
have-
years. All right, let's. Can you back it up 5 seconds and we'll finish up?
Down at our rendezvous. Three's Company 2.
They really bring it to a climax there at the end.
There's a whistle.
Yeah.
That's a great one. If you are new to our show and you just tuned in because you love Three's Company and you haven't turned us off yet, we are about to watch it really quickly, and we're just going to comment on what we see, and then after that, we're going to give it the vote, and we'll wrap it up after that. So here we go. We are going to watch the opening credits.
I don't know that YouTube video is the actual opening credits.
This is definitely not.
Come and knock on our door.
We can pause. I always thought Janet looked like Joan Jett, by the way.
Well put. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
100%.
Those are not...
Has anybody seen them both in the same room at the same time?
That's a good point.
Interesting. Pete, do you want to see if you can find... audio doesn't even matter. See if you can find the actual thing while we and we can get to our questions really quickly here while Pete sees if he can find it. First off, before we get to any questions, that's a great song. I love the guitar work. I love the drums. I love the music. I love the lyrics. I don't love the vocal delivery, but it almost makes it awesome how bad it is.
Well, it's a farce show, right?
Right.
So the lyrics being a farce.
Yep.
Fit.
You got it? It might even be a different version, which will be great.
My recollection of the intro visually is Jack Tripper riding on a bicycle and falling off at the very beginning.
I hope you're right.
On a beach.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Which I think, again, fits right in with the nature of and theme of the show.
It's
right?
It's a bunch of clowning around.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Engineer Pete, any luck? It's okay if you're not.
I think I'm there.
Oh, all right.
I think I'm there. Sorry.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, and this could be a different version of the song. Oh, we're without audio. Hold on.
Sorry. I muted in case an ad came up, and then I didn't unmute when I...
Well, Ryan was right. There's a bike, it appears.
There he is.
Is it a bicycle built for 3?
And he sees a lady.
He sees a hot broad, and he falls off the bike.
Exactly.
If I had a nickel for every time.
Exactly. Right into the beach.
All right. This is great.
Hers and his three's company.
He's smiling. This is good stuff. And there's Janet, Joyce DeWitt, also known as Joan Jett.
Watering houseplants. Oh,
wow.
Watering the plant and accidentally spilling on Suzanne
Christmas.
Summers'
On
back,
Christmas
who's
snow.
sunbathing.
I mean, they introduce Joyce DeWitt watering, and we see Suzanne Summers flipping over in a swimsuit. This is wonderful.
And starring the Ropers. Oh my word!
Is she playing Velcro darts?
She's playing darts in her what do you call that? In her house coat.
House marm coat.
In her house marm coat with pearls.
She's wearing pearls.
You'll see that
Audra Lindley played.
What'd she get? Oh yeah.
Oh, Mr. Roper.
She got Norman Fell right on the head.
Wow. And they're all biking at the end. All right. Great. That's good stuff.
It's magic as far as I'm concerned. Magic.
I agree. Speaking of magic, it's that time of the show where we vote. It's either going to get a I'll Be Back, which gives it a placement on our Hall of Fame, or a You're in Big Trouble, Mister, which gets the song placed on our Hall of Shame. Let's go with Pete this week. Pete, what's your vote?
I'm going to give it...
You're in big trouble.
Oh!
I think the lyrics, or I'm sorry, not the lyrics. The lyrics were part of it, but the singing style itself
horrible.
It is
left
comical.
left a little bit to be desired.
I think that's a very fair. I love this song, but I am not.
Fair critique for
it's
sure.
It's a fair critique.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an Arnold.
And I figured you're both going to give it an Arnold, so there was no risk in me giving it a...
And I'm giving it an Arnold because it's so ridiculous and so over the top that I love it.
I feel like I'm going to be the softie in this show.
Mm-hmm.
That you're never going to give anything?
Just because I know the 80s theme, there are some I don't like. So I know there will be some, but I feel like they bring up such ridiculous memories for me that it's hard for me to be... It's great. You've got a guy analyzing an 80s show who can't be analytical.
Sorry.
So
it happens.
I am giving this an I'll Be Back.
I'll be back.
Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Three's Company, sung by Ray Charles.
but not the one you're thinking of.
Has officially made it to our...
Co-sung by Diana Ross, but not the one you're thinking of.
It's made it to our wall of fame. What a pleasure listening to that song and analyzing it. We like to end with a question, 2 or 3, if we have any. Anybody have any questions this week before we wrap it up?
If you had to, would you rather have Mr. Roper or Mr. Furley as your grandpa?
If I could have a third grandpa. I gotta go Furley because he's so over the top ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Like, Roper is like comic. He's like subtle. Furley, I mean, Don. There's nothing subtle about Don Knotts.
Right.
So he comes to Christmas, you know it's going to be ridiculous.
I think I have to agree with John.
Yeah.
I don't remember the two characters real well, but I think I.
Yeah, and I feel like Roper was just the grumpy old man.
It was a great role, right? He was a surly guy who just comic relief with his surliness. Furley was and his outfits.
Correct.
He was kind of off the chain.
Yeah, yeah.
He was an unleashed wacky
and a great. I feel like one of the few times that you can insert a new character midstream. So like probably 3 or 4 seasons in, and it actually works.
Totally right. People remember Mr. Furley.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So
great question. Pete, you got a question this week?
Are my lyrics to this song better than the actual lyrics that are written?
I love this question.
I think they make more sense.
The towel or kisses? Where the towels are hers and hers. And
I'm going to tell you, I like your lyrics, Pete. I do.
You know, monogramming things was a huge part of the 70s and 80s. And this show, obviously we're an 80s show, but anything that goes either in or as long as it's in the 80s, it's fair game. And I think it's a fair lyric.
I actually like yours better. I'm going to give you the vote.
I'll be back.
Thank you.
That's a great question. I think 2 questions is great for this week. This was a fantastic episode. We'd like to thank Ray Charles and the rest of the Three's Company gang.
Joan Jett.
We are the Super 80s podcast friend where the towels are hers and his. I am John.
Hi, John. I'm Ryan.
And I am Peter.
We will see you guys next week. Thanks, everyone.